Hey, it's Mark Weiss, and this is Fraud on Fridays. I'd like to tell you a story, a first for our Fraud on Fridays series of alleged double-stacked fraud, a sort of double cheeseburger of deceit. Late last month, Thomas Sandgaard, the former CEO of a company called Zynex Inc., and Anna Lucsok, the company's former COO, were indicted for conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, mail fraud, and aggravated identity fraud, as well as, listen up, for securities fraud. Zynex, a publicly traded company, makes non-invasive medical devices such as electrotherapy products that manage pain and increase blood circulation. Per the federal indictment, Sandgaard and Lucsok orchestrated a scheme to fraudulently collect more than $875 million from the government and private payers for its products and supplies. It's alleged that the vast majority of the underlying supplies were unnecessary and improperly billed or shipped in excessive volumes to patients. That's where the normal set of allegations in a healthcare fraud case would end. But here, the government alleges that the reason that Sandgaard and Lucsok engaged in these activities was to drive up revenue to fraudulently inflate the company's financial reporting and thereby drive up Zynex's stock price. In other words, the government claims that the two committed healthcare fraud as a part of a scheme to commit securities fraud. To add more alleged injury to, alleged injury, according to the DOJ, when financial reporters raised questions about Zynex's business practices, Sandgaard hired someone to attempt to disrupt the reporters' personal lives. These included signing reporters up for therapy sessions for erectile dysfunction and sending used female underwear to a male reporter's spouse. Of course, any indictment is just a set of accusations, and both Sandgaard and Lucsok are presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. Of the many lessons offered by the indictment, here are two for you to think about. First, an initial set of underlying healthcare-related crimes can lead to allegations that those crimes were committed pursuant to a scheme to commit an additional layer of crime, what I refer to as a double cheeseburger of deceit. In the Sandgaard and Lucsok allegations, the additional layer was securities fraud. But you don't have to be an officer at a public company to fall into a similar sort of trap. For example, alleged healthcare fraud within your entity might be seen not only in that light, but also as an attempt to defraud a bank, whether in connection with meeting existing loan covenants or in providing financials to support some new lending. Second, if you were to acquire or invest in a medical practice or any other sort of healthcare entity, the allegations against Sandgaard and Lucsok highlight the need to seriously engage in compliance and financial due diligence. Stay tuned. There's always more fraud to unpack next Friday.